viewers and subscribers, welcome to another episode of In a Week. I'm your host Sohaim. This is another book review, and in this book review we're going to cover two books that are related to each other. The book is called Until I Meet My Husband. It's written by Ryousuke Nanasaki, and the second book is actually the manga version of the first book that I showed you guys. It's the same story but in a manga format, and the book is right over here. So now let's dive into the book review. So let's talk about the author first. Ryousuke Nanasaki is an LGBTQ advocate and activist whose essays have made a huge impact in Japan. His desire and goal is to create a world where everyone has the option of getting married. He was born in Hokkaido in 1987. After graduating from high school, he moved to Tokyo, and then in September 2015, he launched the Edogawa LGBT community group along with his husband, whom he had signed a partnership certificate. In April 2016, he founded a wedding planning company called Joyous LGBT Wedding. Despite the challenges, he continues to work hard every day to make sure LGBT people get the wedding of their dreams and the acknowledgement they deserve. In October 2016, he and his husband were officially recognized by the Tsukiji Hongwanji Buddhist Temple in Tokyo, becoming the first religiously recognized same-sex marriage in Japan's history. Until I Meet My Husband, the book and also the manga, is the memoir of a gay activist, Ryousuke Nanasaki, on the road to his historic same-sex marriage in Tokyo, Japan. His collection of essays follow Nanasaki's search for love on the journey to his extraordinary, religiously recognized marriage, from unrequited junior high crushes to awkward dating sites to finally finding a community. In 2016, Ryousuke Nanasaki married his husband, which is the first religiously recognized same-sex wedding in Japanese history. It is important that we understand that Japan does not recognize same-sex marriages or civil unions. It is the only country in the G7 that does not legally recognize same-sex unions in any form. Several Japanese municipalities and prefectures issue symbolic same-sex partnership certificates which provide some benefits to the couples. However, the system is not legally binding, and there is no legal obligation on landlords or hospitals to honor the couple's rights, even if presented with a certificate. The benefits are also very limited in comparison to those granted to married couples. Same-sex couples cannot inherit the estate and property of a deceased partner or attend the funeral of a deceased partner, for instance. I would also like to share with the viewers how I found out about this book. As I was walking and browsing through Kinokuniya bookstore, which is in Bryant Park, New York, I came across the book Until I Meet My Husband on the shelf among many other books. The cover of the book stood out among all the books because of the picture of two men with the title preceding the picture, Until I Meet My Husband. It caught my attention right away, and I wanted to learn more. After reading the blurb on the back of the book, I wanted to know Nanasaki's story. It was particularly interesting for me to understand the Japanese social attitudes and understanding towards homosexuality and how it might be impacting the LGBTQ community in Japan. I knew at once there will be so many similarities that I can already relate with Nanasaki, and yet so many differences because of his life in Japan. His memoir, growing up as a gay child and then facing challenges as a grown man in Japan, opened my world to information that can only be learned if someone shares information about that experience, and this book does exactly that. Nanasaki's heartfelt reflections in his book on his experience as a young gay man in Japan will resonate with its readers. This moving memoir was originally released in Japan as a novel of collected essays. They are also compiled beautifully in a manga format, illustrated by Yoshi Tsukizuki for Nanasaki's story. The manga is beautifully drawn and truly do justice to the original book's story. For people who are visual learners, manga version of the book will be very helpful to follow the story. I first purchased the book and I loved the story so much that I also ended up buying the manga version as well. So you have an option to know the story in the form of a book or a manga or both. In short, Ryousuke Nanasaki's book is a great source of information on Japanese LGBTQ experience and a hope for its readers. What is important to remember that it was his perseverance and the passing of time that healed the pains of the past for Nanasaki. It is a lesson that his story draws so much hope from, and pass it on to its readers who might be going through similar crises as the author himself in his past. If you like the content, please subscribe, like the video, and comment below. Help the channel grow. Thank you for watching in a week.